Hey there, this is Jem, and this is my vlog, and it's only going to be a few minutes. What do you think? Is this a good look for me? Maybe not. Anyway, just a quick update with what's going on. Today was my City of Hope appointment. I'm really happy about that. On May 15th, just give you a little background, on May 15th, I asked to get a second opinion and to be referred to the City of Hope. And they told me, my insurance company told me that they had no contract with the City of Hope. So they kind of just send it back and drop it. And then I called them back and they said, well, yeah, you can go, but we have to have a special agreement with them. So I was like, all right. So then my doctor sent another request. And of course that one was returned too. So this went on and on and on forever, and I had to yell at them. And I think I scared Dan one day when he was here and I was yelling at them because they would never keep the notes. And I had to submit over and over and over and over again. And it was really a pain in the ass. It was very frustrating. At one point I just stopped calling because it seemed like I was just wasting my time. And I thought, gosh, time is just going by, and I need to have this done really quick. And with all that being said, Loma Linda was just dragging their feet too. So they had canceled 3 of my plastic surgery appointments, and I needed those in order to have my regular surgery. So I had to find an outside surgeon and so forth. So that was just a little bit of background, and I just want to go ahead and tell you more about my appointment today. So I get there today, and actually from the time they called me, I think I talked to them maybe Friday or something, and I had an appointment today. So that was really great in itself. And I got there, and they treat you very, very well. You really don't wait for really any extended period of time, not like any of the other hospitals I went to. And I went in and I had to collect all my records and everything before, and all my films and all that stuff. And so I went in, and I took a friend this time because they always say, why don't you take a friend? And I hate taking a friend, but I took a friend this time just because the lady was so sweet about it. Her name was the new patient coordinator that I had. Her name is Deborah Vasquez, and she is amazing. I could call her and she would pick up the phone most all the time. Sometimes she'd be like, hi, Jem. So that was great. And I'm sure she has hundreds and hundreds of new patients that go through there all the time. But she was really amazing. So I went to my appointment, had all my records, had any medications that I was taking, and I'm really bad about taking medications. So, and I saw a doctor. It was really cool because you get like valet parking when you go there the first time and everything, so they're kind of like treating you like a queen or whatever. And you have an escort from the main place over next door to the whatever building I went to. And I saw, I guess, an assistant first, as usual, and she asked me a bunch of questions and everything. And then I saw the doctor. She basically told me a lot of the same stuff that, oh gosh, I don't have the name of it. I'm going to have to get the name of the type of cancer that I have, or that I've been diagnosed with. But it's not a common form of breast cancer. It usually occurs in about 10% of women. This is kind of funny because there's this post on Facebook right now about, if women's breasts get sucked on, that they're less likely to get breast cancer. That was kind of a myth before, and they ask you how long you breastfed, and I had, somewhere between 84 and 96 months is what I breastfed. I breastfed 4 of my kids, and the first one I actually breastfed till he was about 3 because he was really, he had some health challenges and stuff. So, guys, it didn't work. However, the kind that I have starts in the ducts. So, I guess they think that they'll clean them out better that way. I said, you know what? On the Facebook post, I said, you know what? All that's going to happen is she's going to start lactating, so she's going to start making milk. So, anyway, the kind that I have is not very common, and it is estrogen fed, and there are 3 different locations, which I wish I could show you. I guess I'll show you later on or something. I'll get this kind of see-through blouse or do something. And if any of you people want to feel it, I have no issues with you guys feeling it or seeing it, because I think that that will make it easier for you to recognize. You'll know what you're looking for, you know. And it might not be the same, but it kind of give you an idea. So I have one, I think, over here, and I have one here, right here, and this other little one. And so they told me that, you know, they would, I'm not a, which I knew I was not, no, I can't remember the word, but basically I can't have a lumpectomy. So I would have a mastectomy. And so for those of you who don't know, and I'm sorry if I repeated it again, but they basically gut your boob. So they open it up, gut your boob, put in an implant. So I have, and I showed you before on another show, that I have the scar underneath from when I got my implant, and they would go ahead and use that one again. And they would just cut in on the bottom. She did say that she could spare my nipple, so I was really happy about that. And they did suggest a double. However, as I stated before, I'm really not interested in a double. So hopefully, but they'll still replace this implant as well, so they can make them as symmetrical as possible. What the things that I didn't know that she told me that are new is we talked about estrogen blockers, since mine's estrogen fed. I've said that a million times, and I was wondering, you know, why haven't they given me estrogen blockers so far so that it doesn't continue to grow? That just doesn't make sense. I mean, once the pathology is done, it makes sense to me that they would give you an estrogen blocker so that they could kind of, so it doesn't grow. I don't know. Call me crazy. She actually said that was a really good question, and she didn't have an answer as to why that doesn't happen, but they don't do it either, unless they're thinking that your surgery is going to be 3 or 4 months out. So, and based on that, the conversation I had with her, it's my understanding that that can also kind of shrink the tumors, which would have made sense if they would have given them to me a long time ago. But yeah, so we're at this point anyway. So she said that sometimes it will, this one's more likely to go to the other side, but I could take this one estrogen blocker that won't really mess with my bones as much, because the one that I was told I was going to take, it really deteriorates your bones and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, I'll have boobs and I won't have this cancer thingy, but I'm going to have, I'm going to be breaking my bones. Just didn't make sense. So there's another one that she said I can take, and Loma Linda had told me that I would be on it for 20 years. I'm like, 20 fucking years? Are you kidding me? There's just no way. I mean, you can't even get me to take things for a week usually. So she told me that maybe 5 years. So that I think is pretty good. Let me see, what else did she tell me? What they do is they go in, because they want to make sure that it doesn't go into your ducts or into your glands. So when they are during surgery, they'll inject this blue kind of dye, and they'll keep an eye on it, and they'll see how far it goes, and they will just remove the glands. If there are glands that are infected with the cancer, they will go ahead and just remove those glands. She said they used to take out all of your lymph glands, but they'll just take out the ones that are infected at that point. So that sounds all right. And I will be there for a day, maybe 2. She said that since I've already had, surgery before, I kind of know what to expect, and I probably won't be surprised. I probably won't be down for a long time or anything like that, which for me, I'm usually up and around right away. So I was excited about that. She said most people think that like for 3 weeks, they kind of have to take it easy, and then I'll have tubes that'll drain, at least probably 2 from this breast. If I have the gland out here, then I'll have one there, and then possibly 2 on the other side. But those can be removed maybe even in 2 weeks. So I want to go out with those so that people can see and stuff, and so that they're not really afraid, that they could know that what it's going to look like, because I already know what it's going to look like. Nobody really explains it to me either. So yeah, that being said, I'm feeling a lot more optimistic. The only thing that really worries me is I really, really like my plastic surgeon, Duncan Miles, but he doesn't have hospital privileges at the City of Hope. Therefore, I'm wondering if, I mean, gosh, I really wanted to stick with him, but I can't see that happening, but we'll see. She said that within 1 or 2 days, I'll get a call for my plastic surgery appointment. So I'm going to go talk to them and see how I like them. I mean, they do it all the time, so a couple of my major concerns again was how they were going to cut it and the nipples. So I'm feeling pretty good about that they'll be able to take care of that there. So yeah. One of the most important things that she told me, which no one has told me yet, is what stage I'm at. And I have asked several times, and I have asked on the phone, and I went down there, and it was like, oh, you have to wait for your doctor to tell you that. And then I talked to the person that's handling my case, her name is Connie, and she said, well, I don't have your stuff in front of me. And of course, she never called me back. So I'm thinking, I found this lump 2.5 years ago. I've got to be pretty far along. And for me, I think it's sizable. But when I talked to them today, they said that I'm stage 1. They believe I've crept into stage 2, but that's not really, that might not be so accurate because they're not looking at their tests. They're looking at Loma Linda's tests on me. So, yeah, I mean, even at 2, I mean, that's great, right? So I'm really excited because that's still catching it in an early stage. So, I'm really excited. I feel really optimistic about the whole thing. I asked her about holistic treatments and things like that. She said that they don't employ them there at the hospital. They're strictly Western medicine. She did tell me that chemo does not work with the type that I have, and that's not really an option, but they don't even see having to go that route at this point anyway. And people who know me know that that's not really what I want to do. I can't see myself doing a chemo or a radiation either. So again, I'm really happy about that. And you know, it's the fact that in 2.5 years I really haven't got to stage 4 contribute a lot of that to the way I do kind of take care of myself. You know, I work out and I try to eat well and I juice, and right now I'm doing the alkaline water, and I try to do a lot of things. There are a lot more things that I should be doing, but I just really can't afford them. I need vitamins, and so I don't always get to juice because vegetables are expensive, and there's just a lot of things that I would like to do that I really can't do right now. But it's all right. It's all good. I also am talking to New Hope in Arizona, and they do a lot of different alternative things there. They do this stem cell therapy, and they said I sent all my records over there, and they said that they went to the hematologist, and he's had them for a while, and usually if they don't feel that you're let's see, if you're not really eligible, I can't remember the right word, that's not it. If you're not really eligible for their treatment, you know, if you're not a good, I guess, prospect or whatever, that it usually doesn't go to hematology. And if it does, if it comes back right away, then you're probably not a good fit for that program. However, mine is fitting over there, and he was hoping to get it back yesterday, and he hasn't called me today, so I'm going to call him. He said there are lots of different things that you can do. So I'm going to do my best to employ both of them, you know, to give myself the best chance. What I was trying to explain to somebody is, you know, Western medicine doesn't always work, and neither does alternative, I guess. You know, there are no real hard facts because there's so many variables. While I can go over to the City of Hope and be healthy and be eating right and be exercising and doing all these things, well, obviously I'm going to have a better chance of being successful with ridding my body of this foreign matter. But if I'm going to just take things not change my lifestyle. Let's say I had a bad lifestyle and I eat crappy and I don't exercise and I'm overweight and I have high blood pressure and all that stuff because I have great blood pressure. Then I mean, I'm decreasing my chances. It's kind of funny because it reminds me of the whole fighting thing. You know, people say, "Oh yeah, I want to fight or I want to do this or that." Well, you have to look at everything. You know what I mean? You have to. It's your state of mind. It's not just how you work out. It's your state of mind and how you eat and if you meditate. I mean, it's really, you have to have a balanced life to be successful, and it helps you to handle things a little bit better. So um, I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful that I know it sounds weird, but that I started. I mean, I was always active when I was a kid. I really didn't play sports because I'm an asthmatic and I was a chronic asthmatic then. So I was the kid that was sitting on the curb. And then one day I went to this doctor, a new doctor. He had taken over the practice from an older doctor. And he said, well, you can choose to sit on the curb every day for the rest of your life, or you can get up and do something about it, and you can start building your lung capacity and stuff. And back then, we didn't have puffers. You know, we didn't have rescue inhalers. So I started, I joined Jack LaLanne's gym, and I would do that, and I would be dying in the middle of a class, I'm going to tell you, but I would work through my asthma situation and try to control it with my mind and do what I could. And then I started martial arts, and I love that. And I just kept working and working and working, and it really changed my life. It became a lifestyle for me, the way I would eat and do things and my thought process and everything. So thank you to that. That was good too. And it ended up, you know, that I did a lot of that stuff actually when I was older. I did it for many, many years. Something I was extremely passionate about. So I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful. I'm very grateful that I found out what stage it is because that makes me happier. Before I'm thinking, oh my God, if I'm a 4, what's going to... So that's a load off my mind in itself. So thank you for listening, and I will keep you updated, and hopefully I'll be able to record a podcast tonight and talk about some other stuff. But I still am going to use all the other alternatives that I can, even the cannabis oil. And I contacted Valerie at WHAM. I'm going to turn in my application, and everything's going to be perfect, as it should be. Thank you for listening again. Have a wonderful day and stay healthy. This is Jen.